Chris, you are one of the most charitable people I know. Not just your, contribution of time and resources and money, but you have a heart as big as the planet. And it is such a pleasure to talk to you because the work you do has a lot of ripples, impacts families, impacts people in a huge way. And what you do really is some of the biggest milestones in people's lives. But that layered on top of the charitable work you do and how you support community is really unbelievable. So tell me a little bit about how you work with local community and how you work with your bigger community. And maybe tell everybody about the event that you run, which is probably one of the best golf outings on Long Island.
Thank you. And thank you, Lisa, so much. I appreciate the opportunity and the kind words. Yes,
Well deserved, my friend. Well deserved.
thank you. So I basically started a golf outing in 2008 when I was watching the news and I realized a lot of things that were going on with our fellow soldiers and Air Force veterans served in Desert Storm. And I realized that we wanted to see how we could make an impact on helping fellow veterans, first responders, and people that really needed, because at the time we were losing a lot of guys and many families and girls and a lot of injuries. So I started up a golf outing in 2008. The first outing technically was May of 2009 because logistically it takes 7, 8 months just to get that off. Now we do it almost a year in advance. We finish the first, take a month off and start again.
Anybody that's participated in a golf outing knows how much work that is.
Yeah, it's a lot. And
It's
I
a
have
big
this,
lift.
it really, and I do it as two parts. So there's the golf outing in the morning to the afternoon, and then there's the gala at night. And we help benefit, and a lot of people do say that about the outing, and we take pride in that it is one of the best, I feel definitely, but my board does, and many people who go to it, it is a phenomenal event and experience. We do it at Bethpage lately because we grew so much, but we have probably last year alone, we netted $130,000. That's after the cost of the golf outing, the greens fees, all the ancillary stuff. We don't pay our people. Our whole board is all on the cuff. And we are now, since 2009, the first outing, we're over 1.2, almost $1.3 million net to
That's
veterans
amazing.
and first responders. And we've helped from Wounded Warrior Project. That was the first one I started helping in 2009, where we raised 22,000 net. To now, we're outing before last year was the Ryder Cup, so we could only do one golf course instead of two. So we had to do it at Stonebridge last year, but the year before was Bethpage, where we did over 150,000, 170,000 some years.
So I want you to share, if you don't mind, share with folks where that money goes. Because yes, you're all
Sure.
volunteer, none of you take a salary, which is
Yes.
great. And we'll talk about your business, like what pays your bills. But I really want people to understand this golf outing because the impact you have on community and those in need and our veteran population is remarkable. You are exceptionally well known in that arena for all the work you do. I mean, it's the first time I became aware of what a track chair was.
Right. So the track chair is the Independence Fund. One of my friends, Sarah Verardo, who started the Independence Fund, her husband Mike was injured pretty bad and injured pretty bad overseas, and he had hundreds of surgeries. He has passed away this year, actually.
I'm sorry.
The last 12 months, yeah. But he was a great guy and never gave up and just kept fighting the fight. Had kids, and he's passed away. But they did this track chair that for about $16,000 takes the veteran anywhere. So he had lost his foot, he had lost fingers on his hand, traumatic brain injuries as well. And it's a great tool because what it does, it allows the veteran to be pretty normal. Whereas they can go on the beach with their kid, not how am I going to play with my family when my family go on the beach, but I can't. They're going to be carried over. I don't want to be carried. I want to carry my kid. So they're a phenomenal charity, very good people. We help them. We help Wounded Warrior Project, which helps veterans come back and get resumes and counseling and all these great grants that they give to other charities like Paws of War, which is my main one. I was a dog handler in the U.S. Air Force. So animals are very key to me, and dogs especially. I always say if you don't like a dog, you have no soul. Because how could you not care for an animal like that and see what they give to us? And so Paws of War, when they help veterans all the time and first responders from basically taking their own lives. There are many times, and they give them a purpose in life instead of being self-medicated, whether it's drugs or alcohol.
Right.
they take that dog and they have to get up. You can't be hung over and feed a dog or have some responsibility.
Right.
So it's almost their first step back to coming back to the world. We've helped some veterans along the way, even veterans that have been homeless, that have been, alcohol dependent or chemical dependent, and get a uh, get out of living out of their car and becoming a purpose, a drive, a positive attributes of community. And we're actually helping that person get a house right. That we'll talk about a little later, but we're helping getting
Amazing.
them a mortgage fund and a house, and it's a huge success story. And so we 9/11 fund. There's more people in Wisconsin. We have a 9/11 park. There are more names on that 9/11 on those walls that have passed away than since 9/11. Since that day, 2,997 people, 343 of them firemen that passed away. There's a lot more. So we get names on the. They get names every year, and we're helping them this year on their New Ground, which helps homeless veterans. I can go on and on. There's so many charities, so many great things. Tunnels to Towers, we help them. We work hand in hand with them. They're great, helping all the way through.
So
Sorry. Yes.
$1.2 million you've raised
That
since you started this golf outing, which is remarkable. And I can't imagine the hundreds of people that you've helped.